Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm messing with some new equipment here. One of the big reasons I wanted to go live, I got a new microphone, and I don't know if it works. I don't know if any of this works. So my voice might be like super loud or super quiet, or you may not be able to see me or anything. So I gotta get some comments in here and let me know how the quality of this video is going. But I have no agenda. So ask questions, Q&A style, whatever you guys want. And yeah, seriously, I have no idea what's going on from the audio. So if it's too loud or too quiet, please let me know. Does it sound better than in the past? I had this little about the cheapest desktop microphone you can get from Amazon, and I was running on that for a long time, and then it broke like last weekend, and I bought like a nice Yeti microphone. I'm sure there's better, but you know, something like $150 or whatever it is, and it's so much better. And my wife is she does mental health therapy from our house, and she uses the computer, and so I was kind of kicking myself that I did not upgrade our microphone earlier than that, since she uses it for her literal job every day. So cool. So how's everybody going? Until I get any questions, I'm just going to talk randomly. But I'm currently, what am I reading? I'm doing audiobook for Game of Thrones. So I'm trying to get back through Game of Thrones. I read Game of Thrones. I've read all of A Song of Ice and Fire 3 times a long time ago. And so I want to now go through and do a reread now that I've read like a lot of fantasy and can kind of look at it from a different perspective. And I figured audiobook would be a fun way to do it. And man, the audiobook's really good. I don't know if you guys have ever done the audiobook for Game of Thrones, but the audiobook narrator does a pretty dang good job. Not like top of the top, but extremely good for a book with a lot of different voices. And then I just got done reading The 𝐬𝑗 and by Joe Abercrombie. That comes out in May. And it's like one of the best books I've ever read, I feel like. It's one of the better Joe Abercrombie books, and definitively the best first Abercrombie book in one of his series. I mean, it's incredible. I can't wait for you all to read this thing. I just I can't believe how good it is. And I saw a couple reviews that people put out. I feel like, who did I see put out something like yesterday or the day before, and they gave it 2 stars or something. And I'm just living on a different planet, because that thing is just absolutely incredible. So I finished that. And then yesterday I started reading, what was it? Never Die by Rob J. Hayes. And it's this short little book, and I DNF'd it this morning. I just didn't like it. It wasn't my style. It was all high pace, no character development at all. Felt like I was reading a different sort of genre book that I'm used to. And I don't know if it was good or bad. I didn't read enough of it, but it's not my style, and I wanted to have fun. And so I stopped reading that. And so now I'm going to start later on today the next book from the Saga of the Forgotten Warrior by Larry Correia. What is it? Destroyer of Worlds? I think it's Destroyer of Worlds. And I'm excited about that, because I've loved the first 2 books. And I think he just finished the series. I think it's a 5-book series. So I want to get through it and kind of get up there. But yeah. So that's currently what I'm reading. So let's see. What do we got here? Questions. Has your daughter tried Wings of Fire? My kids are obsessed with. No, she is not. Right now, if it's not graphic or a graphic novel, she's not going to be super into it. I'm trying to get her hooked into her first although she did read a hamster book, and we ended up with a hamster because it's her first book she's read. So I had to praise that. But I want to get her hooked into some sort of series, or an actual longer book that's manageable. So I'll check that one out, but it needs to not be too long. Otherwise they're not going to get into it. All right. What's up, Shad? What's up, man? Damn, that's high praise for the 𝐬𝑗. It is high praise for the 𝐬𝑗. Is somebody trying to come in this room? Do you have clothes on? No, you don't have clothes on. Get out of here. All right. What speed do you listen to books at? I listen usually at 1.75. Depending on the audiobook narrator. 1.5 is usually the lowest I'll go. I feel like there's no way I can listen to a book slower than 1.5. It just feels, I talk quicker normally. You've probably noticed I like it when people talk quicker normally. And so I like that. But I won't ever go above 2. And it's rarer that I would go to 2. 1.75 feels like where I kind of stick. Saga forgot more 6 book series. Okay, 6 book series. That's great. The more book, the better. I wish it was longer. All right. Do you read multiple books at once? And if so, how do you manage to get distracted? Or yeah, so I do. I read. I always read one physical book and one audio book at the same time. Because I don't know about like a lot of driving, but I do a decent amount of driving, like my work that I don't go to every day, because sometimes I'm just drive around. But it's like a 45-minute drive both ways. And so that gets a lot of audiobook time. But yeah, I separate the two. And so the fact that they're 2 different like mediums makes it easier to differentiate them and not get confused. But I feel like if I was reading a lot of like this, like a physical book at the same time, that would maybe get me a little bit less focused. Grave Empire. Great. That's a great question. I think Grave Empire. Just got it. Yeah. So the publisher sent it to me, which is super nice. I don't even remember asking for it. But I just checked my PO box and that was sitting there. So that's great. So I do want to get to Grave Empire, but it's not going to be immediate. I have a lot of books in my TBR that I need to get through, but I am very excited about it. Are you surprised at how many people think Wind and Truth was a good book? No, I'm surprised that there's not more people that didn't think it was a great book. I mean, for such a massive series, like the biggest series out there right now, to get kind of flamed and a mixed reaction is kind of wild. I mean, it shows you, I think, about the reception of the book if something that popular is getting flamed. Because like even something like Rhythm of War and to a lesser extent Oathbringer got overwhelmingly positive attention, but on reflection, they're lower. So I feel like the reception of this book is even going to go down over time. So yeah, I was shocked that it got as negative reviews as it did. I mean, I'm not personally shocked that I didn't like it, but I thought more people would get caught up in the hype. Have you been reading 𝗏𝐻𝑜USE Gates lately? No, I was joking. I actually have read 𝗏𝐻𝑜USE Gates twice now, and so I love 𝗏𝐻𝑜USE Gates. I'm currently reading Ship of Magic. When does it get really good? It hasn't been crazy so far. Okay, so I love Ship of Magic like the moment I started reading it, but I think what you're referring to is like when does the pace pick up? And it's going to be like later on into book 1, and then it'll go into book 2, and things are going to be crazy in book 2 and then book 3. Come on, bud. Say hi.
Hi.
And what's your name?
My name is Eli.
And what do you got with you, Eli? And who are those? Tell everybody. I don't think everybody here knows who those are.
This is Dogman.
Yeah, hold it bigger so people can see.
This is Dogman.
Yeah, that's Dogman. And
this is Petey.
Petey. And what are those from?
It was from a Dogman movie.
Dogman movie. And how many times have you seen the Dogman movie?
Only 2 times.
We've only seen it 2 times in the 1 week that it's been out.
Yeah. At the movie theater.
At the movie theater. Okay. And are we gonna go see it again? Probably.
Yeah, maybe.
Is it your favorite movie of all time?
Yeah.
What's your favorite part?
The last one.
What happened at the end? What do you mean? Wait, don't spoil it for everybody. But what's your favorite part? Like, what's the funniest thing in the movie? Was it the yippee? Let's say it. Is it Blippy? What's the fish's name?
Flippy.
Is it 𝗶𝐿𝐴 Mother Flipper?
No. 𝗶𝐿𝐴 Flipper.
𝗶𝐿𝐴 Flippy Flipper? Yeah, you thought that was pretty funny, huh? And so did the adults. All right, go on, buddy. Give me a kiss. Mwah, go. Bye, bud. All right, let's get back to it. All right. Where did we get? We got backed up here with a little Eli madness. All right. Have I started DC audiobook? No. Jeff Hayes, the audiobook narrator, just sent it to me like Thursday. And so it will be the next audiobook I read after I finish Game of Thrones. So very much looking forward to that. I just finished book 11 in The Wandering Inn. So book 11, I don't think that's further than me, right, Shad? I think I just finished book 10, but yeah, it's if you're that far into it, you're going to be all in. What up, Midnight Chronicle? How you doing, dude? Love your videos. Some of the Black Sword has been sitting on my shelf for too long. Yeah, you got to check it out. It's really good. Currently in Bound of the Broken. It's absolutely amazing. It is absolutely amazing. And I don't know what book you're in the Bound of the Broken, but I did not think the first book was absolutely amazing. I thought it took a couple books for it to get absolutely amazing. But I love it. So, but it's one of the definitive series, I will say, that if you got to read at least 2 books in the series to know whether you're going to like it or not. What are your thoughts on Dragonbone Chair and Memory, Sorrow, Thorn in general? It was the most boring series I've ever read. I read a little bit more than halfway through the first book, and it wasn't my thing. So, have you heard of War? Of course I've heard of it. Yeah, so I didn't mean to say of course and act like that was a dumb question. It's not. But I'm very geeky, and I know all things in this world. I don't play the physical board game, but I play the video games. Like I love mostly the what are they? The Total War. I love Total War games. Like I'm a big history buff. I love Total War games. So when Total War merged with fantasy, it became one of my favorite games. I have all 3. I play them regularly. But I have not gotten into the books. I want to eventually. I think Horus is the first one that people have told me to read. And so I think we're on the same page here. My daughter loves Dogman. Dude, kids are so into Dogman right now. And it's actually legitimately good. Like I've read some of the Dogman books and I get laughs out of them. The author knows what he's doing there. So good job to whoever wrote those books. You're killing it. Just joining the stream at the perfect time. Eli's press. Thanks. Yeah, Eli is the best. First, you're the best. Thank you. No, Eli's the best, but amazing how similar our books are. The Bastion books are amazing. Yeah, awesome. They super are amazing. I'm glad you like them. All right, let's get going a little further. Is that what Matt looks like with hair? No, it's not. So he got my wife's hair. He has a little bit more curl in it. Mine was very straight. I never brushed my hair as a kid. Like I'd wake up in the morning and it would just be back exactly in my little bowl cut that I had. But yeah, it doesn't. Very different hair. I like his hair more. All right. What's up here? LMAO. Thoughts on Jan? Oh, nope. First time I'm joining you for a stream. I've really been enjoying your channel. I think I found your channel at some point during last year. Thanks, man. Or not, man. Thanks, whoever this is. Don't want to make any assumptions. Currently on the Bone Hunters on my first Malazan read through. What's your favorite character in the series? Probably 𝗏𝗏. Well, I like the more humorous characters. I love 𝗏𝗏. I love 𝗏𝗏, love Bug. Probably Bug more than 𝗏𝗏. But those are probably my favorite. Hey Matt, my daughter Violet. Hey, what's up, Violet? How you doing? Hope you have a great day. Your dad rocks. Let's see. Let's go forward a little bit so I can catch up a little bit. Here come all the Gordon. You want to talk about Dead Escape? He's already dropped a review. Okay. Matt, new information comes out. Looks like, yeah, I guess that's what people are saying. Who knew? That's what happens when you jump to conclusions really quickly. Besides reading, what's your favorite leisure activity? Anything you ever wish you could do but don't have enough time because of the channel? I don't know. I feel like I live a very happy life. Like I feel extremely lucky that I feel like I do all the things I want to do. You know, I love my job. I feel like I've got the best job in the world, and I love my family. I've got the best family in the world. I love reading. I love playing video games. I love doing all the things I do. So I don't know. I don't think it's a weird comment, but I don't know that there is anything. My favorite leisure activity besides reading, probably playing video games. I mean, I've been a video game nerd since I was 4, and I play them a lot. Like right now, I'm playing some Dave the Diver. Still play. I can't stop playing my FIFA career. I'm on year 12, and I'm all U3 regens. What else am I playing? I'm playing Steam Deck. I play a lot of old school games right now. I think I'm playing Mario Golf Toadstool Tour on GameCube, and doing some Banjo-Kazooie on N64. So video games are the correct answer there. What are your thoughts on Elric? I've never read it. I want to. I feel like it's one of those. Was this written in the 80s? I feel like it's one of those pre-90s books series that I need to get to that are definitively amazing, supposedly. But I need to get to it. Looking at the Goodreads, I feel like you skipped a Sharp book. I did skip a Sharp book. So, okay, let's get this out of the way. I am very cheap. I don't like to buy books. I like to get books for free. And so I use libraries like crazy. So every new town I go to in California, I get a library card. So I've got like 30 library cards. And so I have like a little app I plug in, and it just tells me where the book I want is available. And then I download it or get the audiobook. And that book 2 was not available. And I knew the Sharp books, you don't have to they're very isolated. You can read them kind of, standalone-ish. And so I skipped it because I didn't want to pay for it. Hey, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you. Sorry, my the computer's a little further away than I'm used to, so my eyes are taking a second to adjust. What's up, Abercrombie's first? Nice. Read all Sun Eater after reviews, but for some reason they just don't do it for me. That's cool. I mean, look, books aren't gonna ever work for everybody, and so you just gotta find what works for you. Everybody's taste is a little bit different. Just didn't do it for me. I'm okay with being inspired, but the parts that feel a complete ripoff from the Black Sun. I mean, it's possible. I'm not a Black Sun person. I did try Neil Stephenson. I did not like it. I read, God, what was it? It was this very hard for me to read book. God, I don't remember that. Quicksilver. And I feel like he's writing something amazing that I just didn't pick up on. I just feel like it flew over my bald head. What is the best First Law trilogy? The first, the standalone, Age of Madness. Age of Madness definitively for me. I feel like, I mean, I love all 3 of the things you just said, but Age of Madness. Dang, I only have 5 libraries. You got to step up your game, Dan Jammin 905. Got to step it up. Any encouraging words? I'm going to assume encouraging. That is going to start with Toll the Hounds. Heard it's a bit of a slog. Okay, so I felt similarly as I was reading. I was like 2/3 through Toll the Hounds, and I made a post, I think on Reddit, maybe Twitter, somewhere. And I was like, hey, I'm 2/3 through Toll the Hounds. I'm having trouble through this thing. Can somebody, basically what you just said, can somebody help me get the inspiration to go through? And all I got back was people saying LOL. Just like 100 comments of people saying LOL, and that's all they said. And what they meant was the last third of Toll the Hounds is the best stuff in any of Malazan. And so you're going to read some of the hardest to get through, and then you're going to read the best. So just know that you have to get through that to get to the greatest stuff in the series. Is still Queen your favorite novella, Exile? I don't know. No, all of those have been dethroned by what's the Lorien book in Sun Eater? I'm bad with titles. Somebody's gonna hit me up. Yeah, I just talked about it. I loved it. I got to edit my review tomorrow, and then I'll probably come out with the review on Monday. But yeah, it's probably going to be my favorite book of the year by the end of the year. 𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐻 Hobb, which of the Fitz trilogies is your favorite? My favorite Fitz trilogy is the last one. Have you made any in-depth content for later Malazan books? No, nothing in-depth. Eventually, I'll do reviews for every book, but that's about as in-depth as I'll get. Bounce hard from the First Law from Abercrombie. I mean, you're not going to like Abercrombie if you didn't like First Law. This is not your writing style, and that's cool. You just don't like good stuff. Would you say there's a big difference between the 2 writers of Malazan? Or they're about as similar as you can get for 2 different writers, but they're also very different, if that makes sense. I mean, they write a similar structure to the stories, but their writing style itself and the amount of depth they go into. Like, I think the easiest way I can say it is Asimov kind of speeds through things a little bit more. He kind of jumps to the bigger points, and Erickson will get down into the philosophy of things a bit more. And the way they write the same characters is a little different. Any advice for someone trying to get into House of Change for the 3rd time? If you're trying to get in for the 3rd time, just stop, man. it's not worth it. If you're not honestly, like if you're not like excited to get reading a book, don't read it. There's millions of books. You don't need to do it. I struggle with the first third of first book of Memory Throne. It picks up a bit in the last 5%, but it gets so boring. You made the right decision. I love hearing that. All right. let's fly through a little bit more of these because I want to kind of catch up so that we're a little more current. So I feel bad if I skipped your comment, but you know what? Not everybody's going to get their comment said here. This just happens. Christopher Rocchio and Ryan Cahill dropping their book this year is very hype. The two best rising actors, in my opinion. I mean, they're two of the best. I don't know off the top of my head if I know any more that are the best, but I don't know if like I would say they're the best, but two of like my top 5, that's for sure. Hey Matt, what are your top 3 favorite anime? I don't watch movies outside of movies I watch with my kids, so all I would say is like Disney movies and stuff like that. But I don't know. There's so many good animated movies that I probably love that are like more adult that I just wouldn't be able to talk about. But of kids movies that I've watched lately, Nightmare Before Christmas is so top tier. I love that thing from beginning to end. I feel like we just watched The Wild Robot, and that was truly, truly incredible. One of the better animated movies that's come out in the last couple decades, I feel like. What else? Woo! Skip. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Dan, Dregs of the Empire. Dan wins. Yeah, love that thing. All right, let's move on. Get a little more current here. All right, let's hit this one up. What are some of the most positive fantasy books you've read? By positive, I mean stories that offer constructive ideas or messages that could be applied to humanity in a meaningful way. I mean, it's got to. I mean, this sounds very counterintuitive, but I feel like Malazan has by far the best. Like, I feel like reading Malazan and taking in the messages it's trying to impart has made me a better person. I feel like that's the only stories that I could feel like has actually impacted the way I look at things. Not like everything I look at in the world, but certainly like I feel like I perceive life a little bit differently. And so that's got to be there. Flow is really good. I'll give you that. How did you make sure the routine that you have planned comes to fruition? And what do you do when you fail some portion of that routine, especially when it's related to your work? I think your question's more about like my daily routine in general, or are you referring to reading? But I try not to just get caught up. Like I think in general, just accepting that not everything's going to go to plan, but to have a plan and to know that if your plan gets out of whack, you can always get back into it the next day, and that you don't need to ever feel like you're behind. Start every day fresh, and just come at it from a positive perspective. And I think, things will go well. All right. Do I ever plan on writing? No, God, no. I don't like. I hate writing. It's the least favorite part of my job. I just don't like it, and I get no joy out of it. And I don't think I'm very good at it. And I write for politics, so I write in a way that anybody could understand what I'm writing. I write in a way that a 5th grader could get the point of what I'm trying to say, because that's kind of the way I have to write. And so that wouldn't translate well, nor do I just feel like an idea guy. Thank you. And so, yeah. Dang, what's up? That is really, 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 really close to me. So that was awesome. How's the weather treating you today? Things look nice today. It's been cold. It's been rainy. It's been dreary. But overall, couldn't ask for anything more. See how I'm getting better, I guess. I just proved George's characters. I mean, George has great characters. All right. Have you read the short story, The Willful? I've not. I should do it. I need to read more Hob. Although I don't want to be disappointed, but I feel like I need to read the, what's the other series she wrote? Something Son, Soldier Son? We'll see. What club do you manage on FIFA? Chelsea. I'm a big Chelsea fan. For a while, I've been to England a few times to go see them. Huge Chelsea fan. But I sell all the players immediately. When I play sports games, I kind of make goals for myself. And the goal that I have in this career is invest in youth and only promote youth, no matter what. Even if you don't have anybody good for that position, you got to promote them. So it's been fun. In a world where reviews are either by vibe or by strict categorical numbers, which would you prefer to cast into hell forever? Categorical numbers. I mean, I do categorical numbers. I mean, I give scores. I stick to them. But vibe is definitely the way to go. I mean, because I like to look at things oftentimes to extremes to find out what my opinion is. And so when I take these two concepts to the extreme, And what would I prefer? Would I prefer on the extreme purely, truly just talking about my feelings about something and never talking at all about analytics? Or the extreme where we score everything and everything gives a, the book was a 82.43. I would way prefer to go to the vibe thing. So we're going to go 5. All right. I love writing. Home is my 6th novel. Nice. What's your, hit the people up with your latest book so we can check it out. Have I started? No, I have not. I will be starting it in about a week. An audiobook. So I'm very excited. And thank you so much for the is that $2? $2. Bro, you're killing it over here. You're killing it. You're gonna, I don't know what that's gonna pay for, but you're gonna pay for part of my my pizza slice I'm gonna get today. You're in politics. Are you liberal leaning or more conservative? All right, I'd love to answer that question in more detail. And people have asked me for a long time, so I'll just I'll say this. And so ultimately, those are my overall thoughts. But glad I could finally, delve deep into it with all of you. All right. Do I enjoy Mahomes suffering in the Super Bowl? I did not love it as a Cowboys fan, but it was a bit enjoyable. So I did not watch the Super Bowl. It's like one of the first Super Bowls I have not watched in a long time because I truly I can't pick a team besides the Seahawks that I would have less liked to see in the Super Bowl besides the Eagles and the Chiefs. The Cowboys too. Oh God. Oh God, that would have been horrible. So yeah, they're like the Eagles are like the 3rd team I'd want to see in the Super Bowl. So I couldn't root for any of them. I think I wanted the Chiefs to win more than the Eagles. I just hate everything Philadelphia. If you're from Philadelphia, so yeah, I just don't like anything about the Philadelphia fans. And so I don't want them to be happy. And so I think I would have been more happy with Mahomes just getting a 3rd and being like, who cares, right? Like, he's the best. They're great. Whatever. It's kind of like I felt like when, the Patriots win and be like, all right, whatever. Who cares? So it hurt me to see that the Eagles won that game. And Sirianni, I hate that guy. And I don't like today anymore. All right, Wandering is my favorite. Let's get back to happiness. All right, Wandering is my favorite series right now. I've been reading it nonstop. Nice. Yeah, if you like it, you'll get like all in it, and you won't be able to stop reading it. Cool. I'm an Arsenal fan, but I always do. Nice. I know who they're. I'm a Football Manager fan. Also, I've gotten many thousands of hours into Football Manager, so I know all these little clubs. I do like to do little careers sometimes where I pick a team, something like Football Manager, where I'll take like a team in like the 3rd division and try to rise them up. But yeah, that's about it. What book would you recommend if you want something similar to Gwen? Similar to Gwen. I think the most similar stuff to Gwen is going to be something like a David Gemmell. Although I don't love Gemmell, but that's going to be the most similar. Wandering In is great. I've been reading it for 3 years now. Nice. Everybody needs to read Wandering In. All right, everybody, go Amazon, check out this book, and see what you think. Throw a little love over that way. Do you still have any hope for Stormlight? Yeah, I have tons of hope for Stormlight. I think he hit a blip, and we're going to get back into it with the next book. I wasn't watching the lips. Well, if you did, you would have heard a bunch of gobbledygook. As a Seattle fan, that hurts. It'll take a bite out of your slice. No, I mean, just like I'm a Niner fan. I can't. And Seattle's even though Seattle had a rough season, I think they're the scariest team in the NFC West to me in the long-term future. And I just have so much pain of watching our teams go up against each other over the past few years. But the Rams are kind of a pretty close behind there. Seahawks are the biggest blowout of all time. Oh God. All right. Man, I feel, am I taking too long to respond to comments, or are you just all writing too quickly? Whatever it takes to dethrone Brady is the GOAT. I mean, I like Brady. Brady's a Niner fan, so I can't hate on Brady. Hello from Israel. What's up? I always forget that not everybody is from America when they watch this, and it's only like less than half of people are. It's like 30% of people are from America, so I need to remember that. So what's up, man? I've not. What kind of wax do you use in your head? This is all natural. This is just water and soap, my friend. Water and soap. But you know what it is it's the fact that oh wait, I can't. I'm trying to move my my computer to show you, but I can't. But I have these huge lights that are flying in my head. See how bright it looks? But that's why it looks all shiny. All right. Let's catch up a little bit here. Respond to all these comments must feel like your yearly 30-second review of books. Yeah, but there's no like timer in the background that keeps me stressed out. So a little less stress. I'm in Indonesia. Nice. Nice. I wonder what the furthest location from me is in California. I wonder if anybody is out that way. Thanks for the shout out. I'm still a very small time author. Yeah, everybody starts out small time at one point. I had to eat a tomato because the Eagles won the Super Bowl. For context, I hate tomatoes. Yeah, I hate tomatoes too. Although I like the taste of tomatoes. I don't like the feel of tomatoes. So like I would never eat a tomato. That would be horrific. But I like all things that have tomato in them, as long as it's not like chunks of tomatoes. Ketchup, awesome. Tomato puree, awesome. You know, the taste of tomato is good. I'm weird. Love from Sweden, nice. I'm from India right now, 11:45 p.m. Sweet. Go to bed soon. Get your rest. Rest is important. I do not immediate, but it is on my list of books that I will be probably starting in 2025. Matt, my favorite thing about you is that it lets me know I'm not the only one who doesn't understand the hype about the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin. Bro, it's not good. Reading Anthony Ryan's current series, The Age of Wrath. I don't think I have that on my radar yet, but I will. I mean, I liked one of the Anthony Ryan books I read. I didn't like the other one. Spoiler free, why you didn't like Priest of Bones. I don't remember exactly. I feel like what I remember is that it was talking about rebuilding a gang, and it felt so repetitive. Like I liked the idea of it, of like there's this gang and they leave town to go to war because everybody gets conscripted, and then this gang leader comes back and while he was gone, his business holdings all got taken over and his gang kind of got busted up and he wants to start it over again. That's a cool concept. I like that. But then he went over like taking over businesses and getting it back, and it felt like I was reading the same little mini story over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So it got very samey. And I just also didn't really love the main character, and I gotta like the main character if I'm gonna like the book. Love from Washington and the Philippines. Is that what we're doing? I don't understand how that's possible, but those feel like very different places. I've never even heard of wait, where is that place? Is that, I mean, obviously it's somewhere in Asia. Matt, you're in Cali. How fat are the vape rips? We're gonna move on from that question. But a lot of people, it is known that, I mean, a lot of people smoke marijuana in California. That's for dang sure. Can you think of any aspiring writers that should, I just don't feel like I'm like that actually technically good of a book reviewer to know what is actually smart to do and not do. I just feel like I know what I like or don't like. That's about as much as I can do. But the one thing I can say definitively that you should do that is unquestionable is you should put maps in your book. You should put a character listing in the book in the front, not the back. So Kindle readers can like search for the name and then it's the first thing that comes up. You should, on future books, write a summary of the previous books, and the longer, the better. Those are unquestionably things that you should do. And if you don't, then you messed up. I have not put any thought into it. Honestly, web novels are very overwhelming. And I don't know that I could read that many at the same time because they're so long. And I'm reading Wandering In, and it's just, I don't know how many I can add. I used to live in San Diego, Cali, and smoke weed every day. Yep, that's a thing. I love the first 2 books of the Farseer trilogy, but I really hated I didn't like book 3 either. And I think a lot of people would agree with that. So keep going, because that's not an uncommon opinion. No, I don't know how you could. I think you said like cheers from Washington and the Philippines. Is there a location called Washington and the Philippines? Well, I suppose possible. We had a bit of involvement in the Philippines over the years. All right, what's up? I'm from near Los Angeles. Huge Dodgers fan. I'm assuming you're a cursed Giants fan. I am a Giants fan. And you know what? There's the door. Get out. No, you're cool. But your team's not. Yeah, I keep hearing this, that I should read Boy's Life. Is it scary? Is there horror in it? I feel like I don't like to be scared. I feel like I'm a wuss. I don't like that kind of thing. Have you read the rant about Erickson, about all the criticisms he got about his character work? I did read it, and I thought he was on point with that. Last played story game. I try not to play story games because I feel like story games usually don't have a great story, and they usually have great stories if all you play is video games. But like, compare a great story game to even a mediocre book, and the book's going to be far superior. And so if I'm going to invest my time playing video games, I'd rather play something that's like purely gameplay. So I don't know the last time I played a story game. I don't play them. I mean, some sort of Final Fantasy game, I suppose, but I mean, that was 20 years ago. It's just not the sort of thing that I'm into. Well, okay, the last one I can remember, it's one of the games by Supergiant Games where you play like a basketball kind of game, or like a dodgeball basketball game, but it's purely story. Somebody hit me up with this name. It's going to bother me a lot. I'm not actually going to be able to think until somebody tells me the name of this game. So please, somebody hit me up with the name of this game. Excited for gag over. Okay, reading or read along. Yeah. But why did you choose? Because it was picked for me. I think that's a book that got picked for the Patreon raffle. And so that's just what happened. Pyre. Yes. So that's the last one I played. What's the worst book that you read that was overhyped and loved by everyone else? Well, the first Binding's the worst book I read, but it's not beloved. The worst book that was beloved. Blood Meridian. Easy. Easy. I still get comments on a daily basis on my Blood Meridian video. And my spam filter for that video is incredible. I get the most disgusting, heinous things said about me in the spam filter on that video. It is wild. Blood Meridian fans are just built a little different, I think. What's your last place? Well, yeah, we talked about this. What made you choose Chelsea as your team? I used to love the Drogba era. So there was this TV station, was it Goal TV or Soccer USA or something, that I used to have on Comcast when I was like a lot younger. And I used to just pick up on games, and I never knew what I was watching. And there was this one player that was this just short little dude that was dribbled around everybody. And I was just in love with him. And his name was Gianfranco Zola, and he was on Chelsea. And I started just watch that team and love the team and kept watching them, and that got me into it. What series would you strongly recommend physically reading over audio? Malazan. The more difficult the book, the more I would recommend physical. The more simple the story and less characters and direct of a plot, the more I would go audio. And so Malazan wins hands down. Final Fantasy X is the game I was thinking about from 20 years ago. And I loved I played that game when I was in high school, and I loved. I still remember so many intimate details about that game. Yeah, great game. The Last of Us, Uncharted 4, Red Dead 2, GTA 5, I played all of those except for The Last of Us. I played The Last of Us for like 20 minutes, and then there was a jump scare, and I realized this is a game with horror elements. And I hate. Look, I play all my games at night when my family goes to sleep, and over my life, I used to watch horror movies, but like ever since I had kids, something snapped in me, and I am very easy to be scared. Everything in life scares me. I drive like exactly the speed limit. Every door is locked. I am very risk adverse. And then for some reason, like scary stuff like really impacts me. I'm terrified of certain stories in games. And so like I can't play scary stuff at night or read scary stuff at night. And The Last of Us just, I don't think it's like supposed to be a scary game either, but it just, can't do it. It's not enjoyable to me. Matt, just wanted to say congratulations. You're my favorite book tour, hands down. I love your community. Thank you. I don't know what you're congratulating me for, but I will take it. And I appreciate it. Wondering book 10 review, worst one. It was the worst one. I did not review it. I didn't feel inspired to make a review about it. But I will get back into my reviews for book 11. If Sunny Deer sticks to landing, do you think it'll go down to your second favorite or maybe even favorite book series? I think right now it's my second favorite book series. Yeah. Hey, Matt, are you watching any TV shows currently? And what would be your favorite? Love the content. Yeah. I'm watching this new show. You guys might not have heard of it, but I'm watching Seinfeld. So I'm on the final season of Seinfeld. But I've watched that a lot. Mostly on TV. The only TV I'll really watch is I'll watch reruns of old sitcoms. Just because it's easy to watch in the background playing video games or something. You love nautical fantasy books. Have you read I've not. I'm not. I'm reading Rob J. I just finished Rob J. Hayes' book that I didn't like, but I'm willing to give it another one. What is the most morally repugnant cheese? Morally repugnant? I don't know. Are any of them morally repugnant? I'd say my favorite cheese is Gruyere. Which book do you think has the most intense world building? Intense world building. Intense. I don't know. It's a hard question. I'd have to think about that one a little more. Will I finish? Yes. He just sent it to me. Where is it? It's hiding. It's right there. I don't want to go get it. It's underneath a bunch of books. But yeah, RJ just sent it to me. So I'm going to be reading it in a couple months. Having kids turns on the high alert switch in the drive to protect nature. Yeah. But it's like more than that. It's like, obviously I have the need to protect them, but I also feel like I have like this greater like risk averse just for me. Like just driving myself down the freeway, I drive so much safer. Like I look many times before going through an intersection. It's like something in my brain's like, I have to stay alive because people are counting on me or something. And I don't know, maybe, does that happen to everybody? It certainly happened to me. What are some of your favorite book endings? Beating a dead horse here, but love the ending of Malazan. I really liked the ending of Wheel of Time, even though not everybody loves that. Really love the ending of Mistborn, Era 1, obviously. All the First Law, both the First Law series I thought were magnificent, perfect endings. Unless you're a City supporter, yeah. I mean, I guess if you were a City supporter before they got bought out, but are there any? Do those exist? Why don't I have Streets up for? I think the reviews just like nobody watched them, nobody cared, and it's like, why am I reviewing this if nobody actually cares about my reviews? I know like you did, but it's like I want to read them, but I don't think anybody else cares that I'm reading them, so I just didn't review them. Starting DC7, I feel like I need to review the character since it's been a while. Do you have a process to review while starting the next book? I do. I take notes while I'm reading books. Not necessarily like all while I'm reading it, but at the least when I finish a book, I'll write down. I have like a note taker. On the e-reader I just switch. It has a pen, and I like go switch to note mode, and I write notes about the book. So when I start another book in the series, I go back and review my notes and just like, where did these characters end up? Who were the basic characters? What was the basic plot? Nothing long, short, like way less than a page. But that's what I do. Do you think Rakia will deliver? Of course I do. He's delivered in every book, so he has to. Since having kids, I'm terrified of being broken into. Yeah, everything's scary. Showed up late, but happy to be here. Love you, Matt. You're the go. Oh, thanks. Thank you for recommending 5 More Angels. Yeah, it's an awesome series. Sorry. All right, let's keep going. Everyone in the UK hates City like Americans hate the Chiefs. I think you guys hate City more than we hate the Chiefs, to be honest. And we hate the Chiefs. Actually, the Club of the Common People. Yeah, it was. Yeah. I mean, I remember that era distinctly. So you hear that 𝐒𝐨𝐜𝐢𝐚𝐥 second kid was born a few days ago? I have not heard that. That's all. Congratulations. So I remember when his first was born. He's an awesome dude. Seems like he would be an awesome dad. So happy for the 𝐒𝐈𝐜𝐢𝐚𝐥. I read Empire Silence and I thought it was meh. Yeah, don't read the next one then. I read some of it. I watched some of it, but I just don't love TV. And so it just feels like I'm watching TV and I'm like, I could be reading right now. You know, most of the TV I watch is with my wife anyways, and she wasn't into it. And so, yeah. All right. What's my favorite edition of a book you own? Prettiest, most memorable? Probably, I don't know. I've got this really beautiful sort of 𝐒𝐨𝐽𝐥 book that's signed that was sent to me by a viewer that was super nice and awesome. I really like that one. I don't think he's lost his magic. I just think he needs to go back to what made him great. I think he's got it in him. Brown Bear, I have not. I need to check it out though. Absolutely unadaptable. Absolutely. That, you can't adapt that. Also, I'm only going to go for about 5 or 10 more minutes. Then I got to get going with my day. I've got a soccer game I got to go coach for my girls' soccer team that is undefeated, and we got to keep that streak going. So, big game today for under 10 girls' soccer. All right. Did you always? I read fantasy when I was a kid. Then I took a break from reading really anything because I was in school, and I feel like school zaps the fun of reading out of you, or at least me. Then I got reading into history books again after school, and then I got back into fantasy again. What's the first book series that you would 100% use to introduce your kids? Well, I've been reading Harry Potter to my daughter, so I got to say Harry Potter. Hope you're doing well, doing awesome. Hope you're doing just as awesome. When am I going to embrace the dark side and embrace the full bald? I don't know. Here's my worry with the full bald. I don't want to shave my head every day. And even though I don't have a lot of hair, my hair grows really quickly. And I mean, I used to have to get haircuts, every other week. And still, like, the hair I have grows really fast. And so I don't want to have to shave every day. And like my whole head, and then I'll miss spots in the back, and then I'll have to get my wife involved, and the mornings are already hectic trying to get 2 kids out the door. That's my problem right now, but I will eventually, I'm sure, because I know it'll look better. But that seems like a lot of commitment. I'm sorry that I ripped on your video Fury of the Gods by John Gwen. I read it a few months ago and I was suddenly let down as well. You were right. It's all good, man. You're good. Matt is no Voldemort. I mean, maybe. I've given some info, but it is incredible. It is better than you think it will be. And if you think it'll be amazing, it's better than that. Hope you're doing well despite the Daniel Green situation. I'm doing great, man. Look, the sun is out, kind of. It's a new day. Life is good. The girls' soccer team still scoring the opponents in the field with their aggressive play. Yeah, what he's referring to is my girls are really good, and they have to play an age up to be competitive. And because of that, they're way smaller than everybody else. So I taught them to be aggressive. We did these drills to make them like fiercer on the field. And I went too far a little bit in training them to do that. And so the first game we had after I trained them to do that, they were literally screaming like wild banshees running at players and like throwing their whole bodies into players and knocking them over and generally being terrifying. Like I was scared of them. And the other girls were like running away from them. It was like truly terrifying. And the ref had to come over and talk to me and be like, calm them the hell down. And it's backed off a little bit, but they're still like extremely aggressive, but they're still playing up in age, so it works. Next year, we're going to be the right age. They're not going to move us up next year, and so I'll have to like really pull it back because that would be sad to grow up against the younger team and watch that happen. And so yeah, we'll see. But yeah, they're terrifying. Your video on the quotes from Fourth Wing kind of ruined it for my husband and I. You were so right about basically saying the same thing over and over. Yeah, and I gotta tell you the truth. I ruined it for my wife, and I ruined it for my wife's friend that did the video with me. They both went on a vacation with like a dozen of their friends to a cabin, and they all read the new book when it came out together for like days, and they walked away hating it because of our review and like pointing out all these things. And so on one hand, I feel vindicated. On the other hand, I feel really bad that I ruined something for people. But you know what? Such is life. I read Demon in White by Christian Rocchio. Even with it being hyped as hell, it somehow not only lived up to the hype, it surpassed it. Demon in White's so good. One of the best books I've ever read. Bro, keep going. I feel like it gets better. The violence and aggression of kids is not to be... Yeah, dude, they're brutal. All right, what are your favorite non-fantasy books? Okay, off the top of my head, Lonesome Dove and Pillars of the Earth. Yeah, that's some British football right there. Break some ankles, kids. Yeah. It's pretty fun to watch, actually. Favorite characters from... we talked about this. Wait, from Memories of Ice? Oh, 𝐒𝐨𝐿 and 𝗂𝐿, hands down. Love those dudes. I caught up? Oh, I did not catch up. I thought I was caught up. Have you read Fire and Blood? I did. It was cool. Nothing incredible. I'm glad you don't shy away from negative reviews. Yeah, thanks. I mean, it's kind of my gimmick. I mean, I do the channel for me, not for you. No offense. But I want to talk about what my feelings are about books. I don't want to like try to trick you into watching my videos. I don't want to try to grow a channel for the sake of it. I want to talk about what I'm into. And what I'm into at the moment, sometimes if I'm reading a bad book, is that I'm into talking about that bad book. And I'd love to express my feelings and have people tell me I'm wrong or tell me I'm right, talk about it. And so it would feel so silly to me to just like not say what I'm thinking about something. Like, what's the benefit? Where do I get the benefit of this? I don't understand it. It's weird. I don't get it. Are top 10 tier rankings ever coming back? I mean, yes and no. I'm going to make one very soon. I'm going to show my top 10 favorite books I read from 2024, but they're going to be like few and far between. The truth is, I don't like making them. I don't think I ever did. I think I liked the feedback to them. And this goes back to me saying, I don't make these videos for you. I make them for me. And so if the point of a video is that I will not enjoy doing it, but you will, like those top 10 videos, like why would I do it? Now, I do happen to want to tell you my favorite books from the last year. And so that's why I'm doing that. But I don't particularly want to update a top 10 showing my top 10 favorite books that made me cry or top 10 books that, took place in a, on a non-Earth world. I mean, so I'm not going to make them. I'm only going to make videos I want to make. And what I want to make is regular updates and reviews. And every now and then something else that inspires me, or maybe an ill-timed joke. Who knows? All right. Do you see that? I did not hit me up with that stat. Everyone stop what you're doing right now and tell me what this is. I need to know what the new Ken Liu book is. I feel like 𝐬𝐿 and 𝗂𝐿 has some of the best of Эрiksson's technical. I agree. Hands down. Thanks. It's been seeing you in your Discord channel lately. Thanks. Yeah, I wanted to get more involved, but work got really busy and my life kind of got really changed in terms of like work-life balance, but it's getting back to normal. And so I can get kind of back into my normal groove of making videos. Not rereadable but the first book is, but I wouldn't read the whole series again. Okay. What if anything do you not like about the Lord of the Rings books? I don't like the writing style. First of all, I respect it, but I don't like it. And so that's first. Two, I don't like how old the writing feels in the plot progression and the way the characters are so split up, the way the books are split. I don't love the lore drops. There's so many things that I don't love about it right now. I can appreciate what it was, not what it is, if that makes sense. I know you work in politics. Is your professional opinion, do you think Daniel agreed? In my professional opinion, I don't know. I think he'll, based on my guess is that he'll kind of just have to rebuild, and he'll have a big step back. But he's so big, and I can't imagine his channel got cooked that bad. But he'll just always kind of have comments about him and being a cheater and stuff like that. I think that's what it'll reframe to, and which is bad. Not even in the same world as bad as what would have been said about him. But he'll make a comeback. Just in what will it look like? I don't know. Totally amazing, but there's a ton of songs. Yeah, so many songs. I breeze over songs in books. Any book, not my thing. All right. What do we got? Lord of the Situation is original controversy. It is controversy number 1. Nice. All right, I'm about done. I'm gonna catch up and then I'm gonna be out of here. Yeah, no problem, man. Are you going to participate in the Reddit top fantasy books poll? Yeah, I always participate in it. And I love reading it. I love seeing how opinions change of large masses of people over time. And it's one of the best barometers of it. So yeah, I love it. Big fan. BookTube has a huge apology to one, but you don't get one. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what that's going to look like. I think a lot of the people are going to, but it's hard for people to walk back things, I think, in life in general, not just this, but that's a hard human trait to have. So you're probably right. Thanks. Are you a car guy? No. I drive old cars because I don't care, and not where I want to spend my money or my passion. Please make a video where you act like all the other. I am going to stay out of those. Is the House of Change dropping quality? No. Yes. It's a drop in quality for Memories Vice because Memories Vice is so good, but it's not like it's extremely good. Extremely good. All right. Oh God. I'm getting some comments here that are good, and I have to answer to them. Are you a naked hiker guy? Yeah. I mean, I live in a very nature-friendly area of the world. The area I live has 50 plus miles of beautiful, paved biking trails that are off the roads, incredible hikes. I live a couple hours from Tahoe, which is one of those beautiful areas in the entire world. We're a big hiking nature family. Backpacking, camping, that sort of stuff. Thanks for actually reviewing books. So many booktubers dropped that part of their channel. It's hard. It's really hard because if you care about views, oh my God, I just spilled coffee everywhere. Jesus Christ. If you care about views, then it is demoralizing to make review videos because they won't get as many views, and you'll see over time what works and what doesn't work, and your brain will automatically gravitate towards the things that works. I think it's natural to do that. It's unnatural to say, let me just keep doing the thing that's not working. So yeah, it makes sense. I get it. God, so many questions. I feel like I can't keep up because I need to leave. So can I leave on one of these? Have a great weekend, Matt. I agree with Blood Meridian opinion. One of the books, bro. Don't change. I like your channel. Have a great day. Thanks. We're going to end on that one. So all of you, wow, there's a lot of viewers, 104. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, happy reading to you.